Okay, so I had the book A Lifetime of Observations and Reflections on and off the court by Coach John Wooden. And the first point that he talked about that I really liked was called the fundamental goal. It says the goal in life is just the same as in basketball. Make the effort to do the best you are capable of doing. And he also goes on to say, making the effort to contribute is what counts. The effort is what counts in everything. I think that's really relatable in volleyball because making the effort to do the best that we're capable of doing just shows our partner or our team or our coaches that we're putting in the work. We want to be there, and this is something that we're passionate about. Um, I think that also goes with like the weight room and like practices and like going after like maybe a bad pass, still putting in that effort to like show that we care and that we're doing what we can to get better. Um, the next thing he talked about was perfection. He said perfection is what you are striving for, but perfection is not an impossibility. However, striving for perfection is not an impossibility. Do the best you can under conditions that exist. I think this is meaningful because you're never going to be the perfect teammate or the perfect player out there, but it's what you do. It's how you strive to still be perfect. You're never going to get there, but still doing all the things you need to be doing, taking your time and everything, is going to push you to strive for perfection. Um, he said, but there is something wrong if you failed to measure up to your ability because you haven't prepared. Um, this puts things in perspective for me because I don't want to lose games or like make dumb errors because I failed to give it everything that I have. I'm sorry, my computer just went black. Okay. um, I don't want to lose games or make dumb errors because I failed to like give it my all or like do the amount of reps I'm supposed to do in the weight room or cheat on the reps we're doing out when we're hitting or something like that. Like I'm given all the tools that I need to um, improve and be a good player and be successful. And if I don't take the time to like do it with my all, then that falls back on me. And so I think since we're given the tools to be successful, like in the weight room, conditioning practices, we need to give it 110% every time we step out, either in the weight room or on the court, or on the court. Um, the next thing he talked about was make fate your friend, and he said, I also believe that things turn out best for those who make the best of the way things turn out. So I think that like that takes me to like maybe like losing a game and wanting to blame my partner or like wanting to blame the coaches, like it was their game plan, something like that. But like that's not going to help me improve. Like that's not going to help me become a better player. So I think that like that needs to be the time where you sit down and you reflect on yourself. I think you're also going to feel a lot better. Like I don't know, blaming people, that's making an excuse for what you've done wrong. So I think that's something like all of us can definitely keep in mind. Um, then he talked about preparation is the prize. And he said it was the journey I prized above all else. So I think that just goes with like waking up early, having like 3 sessions a day pretty much, like enjoy what we do. Like not everyone's a student athlete, not everyone gets this experience. So I think it's important to take time and really enjoy everything we do because not everyone is able to do this and just have a positive outlook on like waking up early, but like we're getting better out there. Like we're becoming a great beach team, like we're getting up there. So I think that's really cool to see. Blaming others, I think that's like a really big thing. That was his next point, and he said you can make mistakes, but you aren't a failure until you start blaming others for those mistakes. When you blame others, you are trying to excuse yourself. When you make excuses, you can't properly evaluate yourself. Without proper self-evaluation, failure is inevitable. So I think that just goes back to like blaming your partner, blaming the coaches, you don't take time to actually think about what you did wrong, you're never going to improve as a player. And I think we all are at fault of this sometimes. Like, we don't want it to be ourselves. Like, we think we're like the best out there, but I think it's really important to really reflect to see where you need to improve and where you can improve, and then know that and take that to practice with you. Think about it every time you're out there. Think about getting better and improving those things that you need to work on. And then lastly, this I just thought was really cool. He said, the paragraph is called Circle What You Are, and it says, take a moment and draw a circle around the following personal characteristics that you possess: confidence, poise, imagination, initiative, tolerance, humility, love, cheerfulness, faith, enthusiasm, courage, honesty, and serenity. He goes, I hope you circle them all because all are within each of us. It's simply up to us to bring them out. I think that that's a big one, and that really makes me want to be humble, and I think it's really important because as student athletes, whether we think about it or not, we're role models. We're role models to other students, to other athletes, to the people in the community that we've helped, the children. We're role models to all these, and I think that's something that we really need to keep in mind, no matter where we are. If that's having a positive attitude or just busting our butts out there and showing that we want to be out there, and this is how we're the 14th ranked team in the country because we do work hard and we do deserve to be there. So yeah, those were just some of the things I took from my book. It's definitely something that I want to keep around me when we're traveling, or I think there's some really good points and I really enjoyed it. So yeah.